Today's guest is Gregory McLean, also known as Greg's Bookshelf on TikTok and Instagram. He has over 4,000 followers on TikTok, and today we're going to talk to him about books, his life, and his social media. Let's get into it. Maybe like introduce yourself real quick for people who
Yeah.
don't know you.
Order. My name is Greg. I am Greg's Bookshelf here on TikTok and Instagram. So I promote books. I talk about all the books that I love and also the books that I read within a year. I'm part of a book club called Page Heart Chronicles, where we do 24-hour readathons, and we get just like a bunch of New Zealand and Australian book creators together, and we just literally just read and do all of these like amazing things like challenges, um, reading books together, and just recommendations and all that kind of stuff. One of my main focuses that I do with my channels is promoting Maori and New Zealand books and authors, and I tend to that's kind of like what my kaupapa is with my socials.
Yeah. You have over 4,000 followers on TikTok. Um, how did you start, posting and getting into it?
Yeah, so there is this amazing book talk creator. Her name is Mrs. Moa. I'm not too sure if you know her. She came across my For You page, and she was just basically just doing the same thing that I'm doing now, talking about books and the love of books. And I was like, oh, I can do this too. So I ended up hitting record one year in 2023. Um, Hit record, and then it just shot from there. And then from 2023, it's just been my community's just been growing steadily, and it's been such an amazing time.
Yeah, you mentioned it before about the 24-hour readathons. How do you like get prepared for that and do them?
Yeah, yeah, I know. So a lot of people think like with 24-hour readathon, you have to read like for the whole 24 hours. We don't. We sleep, but we can if you want to. But basically, what we prepare, how we prepare them is basically we have a Discord, so we all jump in there and then jump in like voice chat, and then so it starts at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. and it finishes 3 p.m. the next day, and you just read as many books as you can within that time frame. And then yeah, it's so fun. And we even at like one point, I think it's around about like the 10 p.m. mark, we start doing self-care. So we do face mask and pampering things like that. So it's kind of like a cute little slumber party, but online, but you're reading books at the same time.
Yeah. Well, um,
Yeah.
what is your like favorite book of all time if you had to pick?
Oh, yeah. I love The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. So it's Achilles and Patroclus. It's a beautiful love story between those two, but the way it's written is just like lyrical and amazing. So it'll be like my top book of all time. My other favorite book that I read last year, it's called The Bone Tree by Aya Naranawira, and it talks about these kids, these Māori kids in this rural town, and it's just beautiful. It's sad. It's about culture, and I loved it. It's like, yeah. So those are like my two top books that I love to read.
Yeah. Oh. Um, do you have like a book goal for this year? And if so, have you know?
Yeah, I get really nervous talking about my book goal because I read a lot of books, and some people don't think that I probably like skim read or anything. But I set myself 200 books this year, and I've already surpassed that.
Yeah. How much have
Yeah,
you
some things I just skim read them. I'm like, no, I actually read them, I promise.
how much have you read like this year?
This year, so I think I've hit it. I'm on 247 at the
Mm.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I have a goal reading 25. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, which is like generous for me because some books
Yeah,
I read like so fast, some books
yeah.
it takes me probably about a month.
Wherever
It's like yeah,
Yeah, no, I only started reading this much since I started Book Talk because the people that I surround myself around, they read a lot as well.
yeah,
And so we kind of like are just pushing each other to just read and just sit there. And plus also I don't have any kids. I'm not married. I like literally my main job is books.
yeah. Yeah. How long does it like normally take you to read a book?
Yeah, so I'm also dyslexic, so I also do so a thing called dual reading. So dual reading is listening to the audiobook as well as like reading it physically. That's the only way that I can really um, immerse myself into the reading. So it depends. So I can read a like at least a 300-page book within within 4 hours usually if I were to like sit there and do that. Um, Anything up from like 1,000 pages. I read one recently, which is The Alchemist. That took me about 5 days to do. So roughly, yeah, between like a day to like 5 days, depending on the chunk of the book and also what's the content in it. If it's heavy or if it's light. Like for example, Frida McFadden, I can smash her out in like 3 hours because she is so easy to read. But yeah, other books will take me a little bit longer.
Yeah. What is your favorite book genre as you had to kind of pick?
Yes. So at the moment it's fantasy, so particularly romantasy. I really love that genre. Um, and I've been dabbling a little bit into romance. So those are kind of like my two that I go back and forth. I have been actually dabbling a little bit in nonfiction recently, which is kind of outside of my comfort zone. But it's been quite nice because I saw on your Substack that you read some biographies. And I
Yeah.
noticed that you read Jacinda Ardern's one, which I just read a few months back. And oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
I understand. I understand nonfiction now.
Yeah. Yeah, I love reading biographies. I think it's kind of like the journalism part of me. I love just getting to
Yes.
know people. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably like my go-to genre. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so because I think we're getting, because, we're always seeing the person through, our computers and our TV and stuff. But actually seeing them in their biographies, you get a bit of a more context to them, which is like
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. And it feels more like personal.
Yeah, very personal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially Jacinda's book. Like, I just did not, stripping back, like, her in her biography, she was stripping back and, like, we could actually see the person rather
Yeah.
than the prime minister at that time. Yeah.
Yeah. She also has a documentary, I don't know if you've seen it, called Prime Minister. It was
Mm,
in New Zealand cinemas. And
yeah.
I find that quite interesting as well. It kind of goes well with the book.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I
Yeah.
need to check that out.
Yeah. Um, yeah. What is some of your interests maybe outside of books?
Yeah, it's hard because my whole life is books. I'm also a librarian as well.
Yeah.
So like I do the social media as well as being a librarian, and it's quite hard to like kind of get out of the realm of books. I have been dabbling a little bit into TV shows recently. And I also started watching K dramas and listening to a little bit more K-pop. I used to be back in the day a real hard K-pop stan and K-drama watcher, but just slowly getting back into it. Also, Gilmore Girls, I'm watching that at the moment. That is peak cinema right there. Other than that, I think it's just media, like, entertainment. That's
Yeah.
that's all I like to consume and do. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever like, because you obviously are a librarian and you do social media and read, do you ever kind of like need a break from books?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I had to take a step back in October to have a bit of a break from everything, especially the social media side. So I just was just posting up videos that I had in my drafts or like posting on my stories. Um, so it's just like kind of like casually posting. So yeah, I do get burnt out quite a bit. Um, so I tend to Um, Tend to yeah, just step back a little bit and just kind of like hang out with family, hang out with friends, and all that kind of stuff. It's what the funny thing when I hang out with my friends, they're all book people, so we all talk about books anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Social media is a obviously very public job. And obviously in New Zealand it might be a little less polarizing, but do you ever,
yeah.
get that kind of hate or, meanness? And if so, how do you deal with that?
Yes, so I do actually. So as I was talking about before, um, people saying that I don't read, I like they don't believe that I read 200 books, and that's a very it's always been a controversial thing because and also with audiobooks as well. So like I'm not sure if you've heard of the context of audiobooks isn't reading, but that's how I have to consume books anyway. um, and so yeah, I do get a lot of pushback around um, like if I'm being truthful and the books I'm reading or all that kind of stuff. I have got a few comments recently last year because we there was a author in Australia who was writing Māori stories and but turn it into her own thing and wasn't really respectful to our culture. And so I came up. So me and some of my other Māori book talk creators got together and just kind of like blasted it because we were trying to we were messaging her but we were getting no contact for like 2 weeks. So we came out with that, and that was I got a lot of pushback from a lot of people. However, there was a lot of people like supporting us, but there was some pushback as well. So I got like some saying that like I need to go cut my hair, or you need to like stop doing what you're doing, or just kind of like doing personal attacks.
Hmm.
So that was like the most hate that I got so far. But other than that, nah, I haven't gotten anything too bad. The community's quite protective of one another, especially the New Zealand and Australian book talk creators. So yeah, we look after each other. So not too much at the moment.
Yeah. What is like an interesting fact about yourself?
Oh, interesting fact. Okay. I used to play rugby in high school, and I was the captain of the second 15, and I won our championship that year in 2011. So that's one fact that no one really knows.
Oh, oh, that's cool. Um, what is
So I am
the
a little sporty.
yeah, yeah. What is your favorite book this year that you've read?
Um, it had to be Alchemized by Sin Liu, which is it was a Dramini fanfic from AO3, and it was traditionally published this year. And I just finished that last month, and it was beautiful. It was heartbreaking. It was sad. It's dark fantasy, which is something that I haven't read too much of, but slowly have learned that I think I like it. I think it was purely because of the love story, but it's also this big world that she had created, and it was had all these intricate elements to it, but also had a overarching love story. That would probably be my favorite of this year so far,
Yeah.
and that one is about like 1,000 pages.
Well, yeah. What is one book
Yeah.
that you kind of have on your to be read, or you that you want to read eventually?
I do have a few classics that I want to read. I just got Metamorphosis. I don't know anything about it. I just saw it in the Gilmore Girls TV show. I was like, oh, I'll just give that a read. But that's on my list. But yeah, mainly my classics. So I've got Metamorphosis. I've got Maurice, Pride and Prejudice, Little Woman, and there is another one. It's a picture of Dorian Gray, but it's the uncensored version. So those are the five that I really want to get to next year. So I'm hoping that I will. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I have like some classics that I kind of want to read because everyone like talks about them. And one of them was Frankenstein. So for Halloween, I'll like read that one. And I was actually quite surprised at it. Yeah,
Yeah, Frankenstein, I did the same too. Frankenstein, I found it interesting because I didn't know that it was going to be letters, and it's
yeah,
also a story that's been told from one person that's going to another person. So
yeah,
I didn't know it was set up like that. And then, but what was really interesting about Frankenstein was the fact that like Frankenstein had his own voice and his own, oh well, sorry, creature. Sorry, creature
yeah,
had his own voice. And I was like, wow, I just thought that he couldn't speak or had any thoughts.
yeah, yeah. Same. Yeah. Um,
Yeah,
yeah. And it's also not that long. Which is
nah.
good, But yeah. Um, this time next year, what is something you'd hope to have like achieved or even done? It doesn't have to be book
Mm.
related, just whatever you pick.
Yeah. One of my things that I want to achieve next year is attend a bit more book festivals because we've actually got quite a few that is on. So like next year we've got Ages of Pages. So that's an event that I really want to go to in Hamilton. I'm going to a romantic adventure, which is in March. And then there's one in October called Kupu, which is a Māori Writers Festival. So I'm hoping to go to that and kind of like dive more into Māori lit and also Māori like media as well. So I'm hoping next year I kind of expand on what I'm doing in that kind of space. And as for my channels, I hope that I get to just keep on doing what I'm doing. And I find my footing still because that's what I'm still doing. I'm still trying to find how I create my videos and what kind of content I want to post out. So I'm hoping that will finally settle next year.
Yeah. This if you could have a dinner party with three guests, dead or alive, who would you
Mhm.
pick?
Oh my God, that is such a good question that I have not thought of. I would have okay, one of them would be Helena from Alchemize. I would just want her there so that I can tell her how much I love her and that she is great. Or another, I would love Lorelai from Gilmore Girls. I think she would like be hilarious and probably make Helena laugh as well. What's another one? This is such a good question. Um, I have so many people in my head. Oh, I will have Dame Maggie Smith because I love her. She's queen.
Yeah.
So I have her there.
Yeah. So these are like some quick fire questions, not too serious. Pineapple on pizza.
Oh no.
Cats, dogs, or both?
Both.
Are you a night owl or early riser?
Night Owl.
Favorite song you've listened to right now?
Oh, Sophie. Sophie's Immaterial. It's a good banger. It's a banger.
And if you could recommend, a book, a movie, or a show you pick, to someone, you know,
Mhm.
what would it be?
Okay, I have to think about this one because there is. Hold on, let me just have a look at my shelf real quick. Because I want to recommend something that I haven't talked about today. Oh, cool. All That We Know by Charlotte Kennel. That is one of my favorite books of last year. Um, yeah, I would definitely would recommend everyone read it. It's jarring, it's radical, but it's great.
Yeah. And then lastly, the world can be a really dark place lately. So what is something you do to kind of make yourself laugh and be happy?
Mm. One of the I always love laughing. I tell so many jokes. The one thing that really has been like making me laugh at the moment on social media is all the Gen Z and alpha slang, and I use it in my day to day life because I work with like teens and stuff like that, and it just makes me giggle. I think like new generational slang is just hilarious to me, and especially using it in the right context.
Yeah, yeah. And then just where can people follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. My at is Greg's.bookshelf, and you can come and follow me over there.
Yeah.